If I was to go back in time and tell you where everything started for me with my health, it would have been when I was 16 years old and diagnosed with Raynaud's phenomenon. Something that I thought was not a big deal at the time, and in all honesty, it's the least of my concerns at this point with my list of diagnoses. I also was diagnosed with asthma, which I still have. It'll never go away. My lungs will always be diseased, and I'll always have problems getting air into me. However, those things I felt like, hey, I could deal with. So I did just that. And then I just kind of didn't go to the doctor for a while. And then that's how I ended up getting cancer. It's not like not going to the doctor is why I got cancer. However, I wasn't being proactive in taking care of my own health. And so I was diagnosed with a cancer. Thyroid cancer, actually. One that I was told was the good kind of cancer. The reality is, it wasn't the good kind of cancer for me because it took out a bunch of the stuff in my neck. I have a foot-long scar, which I don't know if you can actually see, but it goes all the way up to here, all the way around, and all the way up to here. And it's a foot long. I've measured it. And that is when things started to go really bad for my health. I had metastasized cancer that resulted in losing months muscle. Yeah. You know, dyslexia just likes to insert random words while I'm talking, and that's not something I can edit out. Anyways, so I ended up losing muscle, lymph nodes, and all sorts of other stuff from my neck because of the tumors, and that was when everything started to go bad. And it was hard. I ended up seeing a geneticist because the form of cancer I have is genetic, and it ended up in my diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I guess because of how I was sitting in the chair when I saw her and just how I was holding my body and that sort of stuff, she said she wanted to see me again for Ehlers-Danlos. I didn't take it seriously. I didn't think it was a big deal. Man, was I mistaken. So I saw her, she diagnosed me, and then we did some genetic paneling, and I carry the dermopraxis type, and I also have Q dyslexia as a gene that I carry, which means that it causes the looser form, like the looser skin form of like EDS and stuff, even though I don't have the looser skin form, as you like my skin is, you know, it's there, but it's not like redundant and rolls and saggy and also very stretchy. So yeah. Anyways, I hope that made sense. But that is when things started like just piling up. It was the EDS diagnosis, and then the hyperadrenergic postural orthostatic tachycardia diagnosis, and the mast cell activation diagnosis, and then, you know, Gilbert's and this and that. And it just seemed like esophageal dysmotility and like the countless other things. And now I'm being watched for colon cancer. So it's just an endless cycle of grief. And if you live with chronic illness, you understand grief. You do. Because you go through grieving the life that you used to have, the life that you want to have. You go through grieving losing friends, losing family. Loss. Loss is huge with chronic illness. And it's something that I feel like there's not enough conversation about. Maybe there is. Maybe I just haven't found it. But there is a loss that comes along with being sick, and especially in the chronic nature of things. When you get a cold or a flu, if you're not a chronically ill person, let's say, you get better from it, right? So you can go back and do everything that you were doing before you had that cold or flu. When you have a chronic illness, you go through these flare modes, and sometimes the flare will last a week, a month, years. And in that time period, people are asking you why you're not better. Why do you keep talking about your illness? You should let it go. You should get over it. You should just accept it. Like, how devaluing and belittling is that for others to say to you? I've had that said to me, and it's hurt. It's hurt me deeply. It's cut me deeply. And it's prevented me from wanting to reach out and make friends with other people because I don't want those kind of comments anymore. The understanding level of someone being sick just doesn't seem to be there in some people's understanding, which is disheartening. And I know the isolation that comes along with being sick. That's why I'm on here making these videos now, because the last 2 years I've felt so alone all over again. Like, I felt alone when I was married, and now I feel alone being alone. And part of that is because of being sick and not being heard or understood. And I'm here to tell you, I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be lonely and be sick and feel like no one really gives a crap about what's going on with you. I care. And I'll do my best to be here. So I hope that you're hanging in there okay and you're doing the best that you can for you and yourself and your own sanity. Keep up the good work of taking care of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. We'll chat more about more stuff and things. If you have any questions for me, comment them down below and I will do a Q&A eventually here on this channel.